Hello. How many of you enjoy walking in the woods? There are 2.3 billion acres of land in the United States. 750 million acres of forest still stand in the United States. I have thoroughly researched this topic. My knowledge of logging has drastically improved when I took interest in this topic. I'm going to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of logging, both sides of the story. My main points are reasons for logging, disasters or dangers of logging, and public and their views of logging. Here's a piece of bark I grabbed from Door County. There was a lightning storm the night before. We went on our daily hike and we came across this tree shattered in half, cut in half, and there's a piece of bark we grabbed as a souvenir from the storm that we encountered there. But this is just a little piece of what a lightning storm can do to a tree. My first main point is the reasons for logging. Logging is for land management and economy returns. Here's a photo of a place in Washington State where they left the trees here by the roads so that when people drive by they just see the trees and nothing behind it, but yet behind there all these trees are gone. This is a plain view, so just proves that deforestation is occurring. Trees generate jobs and 15,000 other products such as perfume, cosmetics, and medicine. Workers, conservationists, preserve the forests, which in turn they survey trees and insects to make sure everything's up to key. The paper industry is important also in the job field because they have a pulper, a chipper, and many other jobs for people to take place of departments. Clear cutting prevents forest fires. That is false because larger trees, they cut down the larger trees which are more fire resistant and that contain more water than most trees. They protect the smaller trees. They just protect the smaller trees. Brush. That is a key to the forest fires. What the loggers do is they cut the tops of the branches off in trees, and what they do is they leave the brush laying on the ground because they just want the wood part to the tree, rather than brush, which in turn they throw in rivers. Those are some reasons for logging. Here are some dangers of logging. Dangers for logging workers are rough terrain, debris. That debris causes physical injury, such as loss of hearing, back injury. They could trip, sever a limb, chains could break, and worst of all, death. Death is really big in logging. Logging is the deadliest job there is. Also, a danger of logging is the ecosystem. Global warming causes greenhouse gases to be reproduced, which in turn not enough oxygen is being made to support. Lakes, rivers are also affected by logging because the debris I stated earlier lands in the rivers, which in turn stop salmon from spawning, which is really important. Those are just a few dangers of logging. Here are some public and their views of logging. Some public views are disturbing tranquility. Habitat loss. Here's some just examples of disturbing tranquility in forests and logging. Habitat loss for birds, squirrels, deer, hawks, eagles. Many animals lose their homes due to logging, which is sad. Terrain destruction is also caused by logging. Moss and fungi stop producing because once you cut down a tree, the sun shines in and in turn destroys moss and fungi from producing. Paper industry is also a big public view when talking about logging. Paper industries use trees as a renewable resource. They replant after harvesting. Here's a photo of some trees and debris left on the ground. Here's some branches left. If a paper industry had taken this under supervision and actually own this land. They would replant, and whatever they use they would harvest for later use. They're not destroying and making profit off of lumber. But this is an example of a bad one. So, and paper mills sustain a community and jobs. Today I've discussed logging in the United States, the reasons for logging, the dangers of logging, and public and their views' impact on logging. When logging is done incorrectly, it can cause problems for the people and the ecosystem. When logging is done correctly, it can repair land and create jobs. Choose a side. Thank you.